Hello all, I am Pradeep Kumar. I am studying IMIC Psychology in Central University of Karnataka. So, in this video, I will present a concept called ethnography. So, this will be the overview of my video. So, let us start with what is ethnography. Ethnography is briefly defined as study of people or culture. So, the ethnography is a word basically that was derived from a word ethnos plus graphia, which word was derived from Greek. So, ethnos means people or nation, and graphia means writing. It is people of writing or nation of writing. So, ethnography is the researcher in the ethnographic research. The researcher will be observing the participants and noting down a point and understanding the participants in the point of view of the research or his study. So, ethnography is basically a qualitative study where the researcher will be observing and observing the participants in real life settings. So, ethnography was initially a field of um which was popular in the field of anthropology. Now it is popular in the of in wide range of social sciences. So ethnography is a uh, art or science used to describe a group or culture. Ethnography is also known as ethnomethodology or methodology of people. So this type of research basically intends to study the culture through close observations and participation. So it focuses on socio-economic uh, culture, cultural phenomena of community or culture. So the purpose of ethnography, it also it helps in cross-cultural analysis. So ethnography helps in cross-cultural analysis of a research, and it helps in analyzing the past events or historical events of the culture, and it helps in studying the behavior and experiences and attitudes of individual in a more natural environment. The close observations increases the chances of validity in the reports and uh, theory of formulation. So, because in uh, ethnographic research, the researcher will be doing close observation, so that it helps the study to get more validity in the reports and more validity in the report in the formulation of theory. And next, when do we use ethnography? Ethnography has Ethnography is primarily used in the various instances. So let us discuss the instances where it will be used mostly. So the ethnography will be used in searching for the meanings of cultural norms and views, and it helps in trying to understand the reasons of certain behavior or practices of a group, and it helps in examining social trends and instances like divorce, illness, migration, and it helps in examining social interactions and encounters which were faced by the participants in a particular community or culture, and it helps in understanding the roles of families and organizations in and their behavior, and it helps to understand new patterns and gain new insights in social phenomenon, and it helps to understand hygiene and sanitation practices of community, and it helps in understanding of a behavior of worker behavior of workers in an organization. And let us discuss the types of phenomenology ethnography with ethnography. So there are four types of ethnography. First will be macroethnography. In macroethnography, the researchers will be observing the participants across wide cultural groups such as Indian, Turkish, Americans, Africans, like that, and they will be trying to find the broader or common perspectives of different cultures. And next one is microethnography. Microethnography is the study of specific or small cultural groupings such as local government or terrorists. And emic perspective. In emic perspective, the researchers will be noting down the responses or viewpoints of a participant who belongs to a particular culture. And in ethic perspective, the researcher will be noting down the points or responses which the participants gives from out of the culture, like who all are not belongs to a particular culture. Next one is steps of ethnography research. So the ethnographic research starts with selection of a particular culture where the researchers wanted to study. And next, after selecting a selection of after selecting a particular culture, the researcher will identify, like researcher will study the literature and understands the cultural and historical perspectives of culture, and then he will identify and find some um, variables for the research, and then he enters into a community, and he will gains info. He will be accepted by the uh, community. Once they will be accepted by the community, the culture, they will be moving to a step called cultural immersion. In this cultural immersion, the researchers will live in a culture or a group of people for several months or years. And once the researchers understands and gain confidence and gain trust from the participants, he will start with the data collection. So the data collection will be in the form of uh, observation. The observation, like once the participants observe some points which are related with his research, so he will note down, like he will be maintaining field notes, jotted notes for the observation, to noting down the observation. And the researcher will be having conducting the researcher will be conducting interviews for the research in the form of semi-structured or structured. So the interviews will be recorded in the form of recordings or tapes, audio tapes. And once the data collection will gets completed, the researcher will develop a theory. After analyzing the data, the researcher will develop a theory, and that is the last step. And advantages of ethnography. Ethnography has several advantages. It provides very brief and clearer understanding of a particular culture, and it gives comprehensive understanding, and it makes aware about a particular culture, like the beliefs, the rituals, the kind of practices they will do on daily basis. So it helps us to understand all those points, and it helps in understanding behavior of participants in natural settings. So like the some researches will happens in like artificial or laboratory settings where the behavior will not be accurate. The behavior which will show the participants, that will not be accurate, and that will create some biases in the study. So in that point of view, the ethnographic research has very good advantage in the form of data collection, which was collected in the form of in natural settings. So, and ethnographic researchers understands the behavior in very complex form, like the complexity of group behaviors and the relationships which they will maintain. So, they will understand the complex behaviors which will show by the participants in the cultural settings. And ethnographic researchers reveal greater qualities of group experience where other researchers cannot do. And disadvantages of ethnography. Ethnography is very time consuming. It will take months and years to complete to a research, but it will be very quality of work. It requires a lot of efforts and perfection and a lot of um energy to do a research. It's all depends upon the researcher's ability and his commitment towards his research. So the researcher like the research main the output of research will depends upon the researcher's observation and interpretation of population, the participants in a community. And the sometimes bias may be uh, uh, created by the researchers that can affect the um, both the study and design of the study and collection and interpretation of data also. And little data may create false assumptions, and while large data may not be processed effectively. So that those are the disadvantages of ethnography, and these are the references. And thank you.